Okay, so here is a stall. We have 2x6s with 2 inches in between, and they're reinforced with a brace, as you can see down the middle. My horses don't spend an awful lot of time in here, and so because of that, I've taken some liberties that most commercial boarding facilities would not take in terms of safety. So at the moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 40, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, I don't even know what is 48 inches high. That's too low. That's too low for most commercial barns, and it's actually too low for my horses. So we're going to put another 2x6 up on top of this. I made them this low so that I could hang their feed buckets, and it just makes feeding easier. But making feeding easier is not worth the risk of a horse spooking in this side of the stall for whatever reason, and even remotely thinking they can clear that top board. So we're going to put another board up top there. My gates are swing gates instead of closing sliding doors. I got these from Schneider's, I think, Schneider Saddlery. They're lovely, they're sturdy, they are easy to put up, and they have vertical bars, making it a lot less likely that a buckle or a halter or something is going to get stuck versus the mesh or the crosshatch. Right, so they swing in, and they are just a little bit longer than the opening to discourage any horse from pushing through it. And instead of using your traditional clasps or wraps, I use brass snaps for everything. So I got these anchor ties, which you can get from any sailing supplier, or you can also get them at a Home Depot or Lowe's. And I just used a little leather strap that you can get anywhere. And you can operate these with one hand. Dutch doors leading out to the front of the property. And again, these are built so that airflow, they maximize airflow, which for this property comes primarily from the west and southwest. And so the way the barn is oriented between the Dutch doors and the slats in the stall dividers, we encourage airflow. Every stall has a mounted fan. These are outdoor rated, fire rated, they're tested. And I actually got them for a really good price. And so they are mounted on a yoke. They are controlled by switches. I think this is a switch. No, yeah, that's a switch. And the chain determines the speed. So these are great for keeping bugs away. South Carolina gets hot, real hot in the summer, but that isn't the biggest problem. Horses they did very well with the heat, but the gnats here are pretty significant. We don't have flies really, at least not on this property. We don't have mosquitoes, we don't have deer flies, we don't have greenheads. We do have gnats, and they don't bite, but they get in all of the horses' ears and nose and eyes and create lots of problems. So these fans are really not for cooling, they're for bug control. Okay. I have stall lights mounted over each door so that if somebody loses something in their shavings, we have some directed light to help find it. Or if you have to treat a horse in this environment, in this space, for whatever reason, you've got light coming from that direction. Again, a window to help capture cross breezes and to provide the horses a place to look, especially if we are going to be riding up there in our little ring. I don't know if you can see that, but we just scraped away the turf and it leaves beautiful sandy footing. It's a small little schooling area. So if I happen to take Susie out, let's say for example, and Clarabelle's in her stall eating hay, keeping herself happy and distracted, she can still see what's going on. Likewise, if she sticks her head out of this door and we happen to be working in the field, she can see her friends, she can see the neighboring horses. Right, so again, the barn is designed so that horses can see almost 360 degrees. So no matter where their friends are, they always feel connected. And that's important, as I am learning in my behavioral studies, that social contact between horses is almost as important as food and water. Okay, I think that's it. We use stall mats on top of stone, crushed stone. Some people call it stone dust, some people call it screenings. Yep. And I am experimenting, I don't know if you could see it, with joust tape to cover some of the seams. It's not great, but it does prevent shavings and sand and stuff from getting in between the mats and then forcing them apart. Right? Again, this is joust tape. And we had to start using the barn before I was able to put the joust tape down and everywhere I wanted it to go. So see, this is what the seams look like without the tape. See, the material gets forced inside the seams and then it pushes the mats away and it encourages movement. So at some point I'm gonna have to come back and fix all these mats to my liking. We left this walkway for inclement weather. So if I want to hang hay nets outside of their stalls, which would save my shavings budget, you know, let them hang out and eat and pee and poop on this side of the barn. But the mats are here to catch any chaff, you know, why waste the hay? So if it falls on the mats, they're not ingesting sand. And it also turns out to be a nice place to walk. So when I'm coming from the house through the barn and into the tack room, it's kind of convenient to walk along a little sidewalk. So those are stalls, and I'll do the next video on the grooming area.